Hey, I'm Melanie, and I'm back in the kitchen today sharing with you one of my favorite and most fun dessert recipes. It's called Fabulous Philly Flower Pot Mousse, and I served this to the children at one of their summer parties, and it was the takeaway that the children would take home with them, a little gift, and I served this little treat to them in a flower pot. So I know that sounds a little crazy, but go with me on this one because look how cute that is. And the adults were tasting it and they were saying how delicious the mousse was that's inside there. And so I thought, well, I should probably figure out a nice way to present it if I'm going to have a dinner party. And so I came up with a second way to present it, which is a little more on the grown-up side. So I'm going to teach you how to make this delicious and easy, no mess, no baking involved mousse. And the star ingredient is, of course, Philadelphia cream cheese. It is the reason that this mousse tastes as rich and creamy as it does. I know you're going to like it, and when I make this mousse, I always keep by my side several tasting spoons. I call them tasting spoons because as I'm mixing and making this recipe, I can't resist diving in there and giving it a taste. And I know when you make this, you're going to want to have an extra spoon or two by your side. So let's get to it. The first part of making the mousse is 1 8-ounce package of Philadelphia cream cheese. I'm going to put that right in there. And then the next ingredient, this is so easy, is 1 stick of butter. And already that's like a delicious combination. But when you add in the 1 cup of confectioner's sugar, and then 1 teaspoon of vanilla, it's even better. Okay. So now what we'll do is we mix, and actually what we need to do is use the mixer, and because it's really loud and a little distracting, I already mixed them up. So I'm going to use the magic of TV trick, and I'm going to substitute out that for the mix that I already made. So we've mixed everything together really, really nice, and you set that aside for a minute. And now comes the second part of the mousse mixture. So the next part of the mousse is you're going to take 2 boxes of instant vanilla pudding mix, and they come in 3.5 ounce boxes. So you need 2 of the powdered vanilla pudding mix. So you're going to dump that in your bowl, and then you're going to take 3 cups of milk and add that together. All right, and then you're going to want to get your nice big spoon and start blending that together. And what you're doing there is you're making a nice creamy pudding. This is the pudding part of the mousse. And when we blend these all together, oh my goodness, it is really, really unbelievable. All right, so we've mixed our pudding and our milk together. And it's a nice golden yellow color. And the next part, and that is the whipped topping. You can use any whipped topping you like. Use 1 package. They usually come in like 12 ounces or 16 ounces, and it doesn't matter because a little extra whipped cream never really hurt anyone. So whichever size package they have at the store when you go. And you're going to want to add this to your pudding and your milk, and then you do a little folding it in so that you don't crush the airiness of the cream down. So you want to fold that together and get a nice blend going. And I'm telling you, when this is all put together, you could just take this bowl and go sit outside with a spoon and you'll be in your glory, let alone giving it to people as a dessert. It is so, so scrumptious. You won't believe it. All right, so that's all nice and folded in together. And now we're going to just add our cream cheese and butter portion, and this thickens it up. All right, put that right there, and we're going to just fold it all together. And I really need to get my tasting spoon out again because it's unbelievable. It's just so creamy and sweet. It's not too sweet. It's why the Philadelphia cream cheese just adds such a wonderful little tang and creaminess to the whole mousse, and it's just a fantastic, easy recipe to do. everything is folded in and it's looking like a cloud in this bowl. So we've mixed all of our ingredients together, and the Philadelphia cream cheese has turned into the most heavenly, fluffy mousse you've ever tasted in your life. I really wish that you could taste this right now because it is unbelievable. So what we're going to do now is put it together in two ways. Like I said at the beginning, I'm going to show you the flower pot fun way, where it's perfect for a kid's birthday party or after a luncheon. It's just so fun and it looks real pretty. And the other way we're going to put it together is in a parfait glass for maybe for a dessert after dinner if you're hosting a little dinner party. So the first thing you're going to need are little flower pots. I chose a larger size flower pot today just so that you'd be able to see a little easier what I'm doing. But you're going to get the little terracotta pots. Any discount store around you will have them. They come painted or plain, and you just want to give it a quick wash, and then you're going to want to line it with some tin foil. It gives a little barrier between the pot and your food, and also it makes cleanup a lot easier too. When it's all empty and after you've finished eating it, you can just take the foil out and you're ready to go. And the other dish we're going to serve it in for a little bit more of a grown-up aspect will be our little parfait dish. All right, so what we're going to need first are some cookie crumbs, and my secret way of doing it is to get some Ziploc bags. I put 2 together, and you can use whatever chocolate cream-filled cookie you like, and you're going to want to break those up into crumbs. So I put a whole package, it's about 1 pound of cookies, into a double Ziploc bag, seal it up, and then you can start to work out any frustrations you might have by turning the cookies into crumbs. So use your rolling pin and give it a nice bunch of bangs so that the cookies turn into cookie crumbs. Alright, so once that's done, it only takes a minute or two, you got some nice crumbs ready to use for your presentation. So what you need for the flower pot would be about a cup of crumbs in the bottom of the pot. So you want to scoop those out, put those down in there. Alright, in the case of the flower pot, the cookie crumbs serve as dirt. Alright, then for the more adult version, we're just going to sprinkle a few of those delicious cookie crumbs in the bottom of any pretty glass that you might want to serve this in. I'm using these little parfait glasses, but they look really cute in a martini glass or whatever kind of glass that you have around. Now comes the mousse part. What you want to do is you want to fill up your flower pot with some of this creamy mixture. Alright, and then with our parfait glass, you're going to want to just put a nice dollop of the mousse right on top of the crumbs. Perfect. And then we're going to take a few more crumbs, and for the flower pot, what we're going to do is make it look like a potted plant. So we're going to add the cookies on top, and then we're going to just sprinkle, for the adult version, we're going to sprinkle just a touch on top for extra sweetness. All right, now the dessert for the adults is done, and it's ready to either be served at this moment, or you can just pop them in the fridge and serve them whenever it's time for dessert at your party. For the kids' flower pot, what you want to do now, you can find silk flowers to decorate, and you want to cut them down so they're about the right size for your pot, and cover them with some tin foil. Again, it's a nice barrier between this stem and the food, and also it kind of goes into the mixture a little bit easier. So you want to cover the stems with some foil and just put those guys right down into your flower pot. And for another little fun twist, sometimes we use the little gummy worms, things like that. You can find lots of gummy bugs these days out there, so you can just have the little gummy worms around the flower pots. And so I really hope you'll try this delicious mousse. I think you'll be really happy with the taste. It's so creamy and wonderful. I hope that you enjoy these desserts, and thank you again to Paula, Deen, and to the folks at Philadelphia Cream Cheese for a chance to show you my favorite dessert recipe. Take care. Thanks.